Great. All right, so let me just start by doing a few basic setups that I generally do for the Hangout. Wouldn't take any time. In the meantime, I'm sure that others will join in also. Okay, please bear with me. Great. Q&A panel is activated. So, all right. I don't think we have. There's a slight bit of delay usually when Hangout on Air people join in. So let me start by introducing myself. I am Bonnie Gopalan. I have been spamming all of you for a long time. I am co-founder of WalkInto. I also the head of delivery in WalkInto. I am the chief technology officer. And today I want to discuss about some basic features of WalkInto and what can be done very quickly on WalkInto so that like you can start selling more virtual tools to your prospective customers. So this is the core agenda of it. So WalkInto has most of the things are very simple to use in WalkInto. So hence, once you start using it, you will very intuitively find out what can be done and how it can be done. And also, we have an excellent documentation help portal and also a support system which is very responsive to any of the problems that you have. In addition to that, we have a bunch of training videos, and also the G Plus community is pretty helpful in anybody who is getting stuck with any of the problems. So I can see that there are people who have joined in. So the idea is to demo the features. So for that, I will be doing active screen sharing mainly. The screen sharing will show mostly the dashboard and the editor part of WalkInto. And to people who are absolutely new to WalkInto is a tool to be targeting the panoramic photographers who are using Google Street View platform to commercially publish virtual tours. And WalkInto adds a very easy to use annotation overlay on top of it. It has features such as auto rotation, navigation menus, different type of hotspots, easy to use templates for different type of tour cards, which is the information panels that you can pull in and pull out, ability to embed in audio, ability to embed in video, um, location maps. I can pretty much go on for a long time, which might not be required at this stage. So rather than taking too much of our very limited time that we have today, what I will do is I will start the screen sharing and I will do a demo. And before we get into it, one quick thing. There is always a Q&A panel. So if you are new to Hangout on Air, Q&A panel is on your right top, on the top bar. It shows up as a grid, a small grid. And if you click on it and if you pull it down, you see a Q&A icon, and you can ask me pretty much anything. So unfortunately, in Hangout on Air, this is something that I hate about Hangout on Air. It's not a two-way process in the sense like I end up doing most of the talking and you do the listening. And with this Q&A panel, what we could bring in is the interaction that is required. So if I'm going too fast, if I'm not making sense to you on a particular feature, you want to stress upon a particular part, please feel free to add to the Q&A panel. Ask me a question, short, long, whatever it is. I will get to each of the question and I will answer them. I'll try to be as succinct as possible during my demo. But if you want elaboration on that, please do ask me about it. Thank you very much. So without any much further ado, I will start the screen sharing and the demo. Thank you very much. All right. next you will be seeing a screen share. Okay. All right. So before I start into it, this is the WalkInto homepage, and we have brief marketing stuff here, which talks very clearly about what we can do, what we cannot do. And there is a search for finding people who are nearby. So, for example, if I search for New York, the idea is to find a WalkInto professional, and once you're using WalkInto and you have a few good tools created, your profile also will be listed here, and from here, somebody can very easily prospects and contact you and send you the inbound leads will come in directly from WalkInto. It's working beautifully, so it's more the reason for you to start using WalkInto, learn the few simple things that are required, and be active on WalkInto, and you will naturally start seeing more business coming your way. All right, and we have a short video here, and we have the pricing plan that is discussed. Pricing is simple and straightforward. From December 2014 till the end of December 2015, WalkInto is absolutely free. No advertisements, no charges. You can use all the features without any hindrance. And the commercial part of WalkInto is, if you want your tool to be licensed and ad free, all you have to pay is $30 US per year. And if you some of the tools, like your customer is not paying, or you don't mind ads being there, then you can just let it be as is. So we will be, for unlicensed tools, WalkInto reserves the right to run ads. So which is, I understand that it is not something that is desirable for commercial work that most of you do, but I'm just being transparent about it. We have a section where we list the popular tools, the current popular tools. This is some of our avid users. So we usually list 100 tools here, and currently there's more than 2,000 tools that are active on WalkInto. So it's a fairly strong community. People have shown us the love by sending us some testimonials, which we have. Thankfully, we are really thankful to each of these people who have written good things about us, and it's right there. And if you have anything good to share, please feel free to tell us. Okay, all right. So that's the home page. And before I log in and start using, let me show you a few things that are possible with WalkInto. These are some of the demo tools that your fellow tips have created. So this is a tool by Paul Toogood, Australia, and this is for a hotel. And as you can see, that there is a multi-level navigation structure that is here, and he has provided something here that we call as Tourcard. And this Tourcard is a booking Tourcard that he has provided. It's one of a kind. This is a WalkInto. Like, you won't feel it is a WalkInto because it looks very different. So this is one key part of WalkInto. You can style the WalkInto to exactly the way you want. Here, Maria Pontera, she has made this beautiful tour of an Italian hotel using WalkInto, but it is styled very different than the earlier tour that we saw, which Paul Toogood made. This is a tool for a school that in India, and here we have a bunch of focused tool cards. So we're clicking on which will show the information about it. Different types of tool cards are possible. And here there is this. This is called a scene link. Scene link is an animated jump. So it's an alternate way to navigate. So from the place where you are, you see this scene jumps, clicking on which you can jump to another scene. Okay, so that's a part. Now, another tool. This is the original Oyster House. This is again a tool by Jim Hilker, New York. I think let's see like where this is. This is I think somewhere in North Carolina. Definitely somewhere on the North Carolina side. Yes, it looks like that beautiful Sandbar beaches. Yep. So yeah. So now I just digress because the tour was really beautiful. And so he has, it's a pretty standard layout that he has used here, and you can see here that these are the scene links again he has used to jump from one scene to another. And in addition to that, he has a classic menu also here. This again is a walk-into tool, but it looks totally different because these are thumbnails that are possible. These are all things that you can do with walk-into. And again, it is styled very specifically to this particular restaurant. If you look here, there's a green theme going here. So this is done by Francois. The Francois nicely matched that colors and hence a theme for that. And the logo here that's coming in, it is in green. So he uses these colors beautifully, colors, fonts, anything that you want, you can style beautifully. So this is another thing that's possible. Here, clicking on this focus toolkit opened up the restaurant's website. Here you can see that green is matched up perfectly. So quite possible. Here, there's another tool where the entry page is waiting for you to click enter. So this is one feature that WalkInto has. Here again, Chris Duplessis has used the thumbnail menu, and he has used the tour cards right on the right side to, which is draggable in fact, and you can make it draggable or not draggable the way you want it. Sharing is possible, social sharing. Again, everything on WalkInto you can enable and disable the way you want. Social discussions are possible here. Facebook, G+ discussions are possible. These are some of the possibilities with WalkInto. Like you can have tour cards coming up and going depending upon where you are looking at it. Okay. So now let me log into WalkInto and show you how to go about like creating a tour. Okay, great. Now, this is the dashboard that you see when you get into WalkInto anytime when you log in. So it will show you a summary and it's searchable. In fact, like you can type stuff here and it will start filtering out depending upon with your name, with the name. There is a section called shared here. I'm not going to go into it right now because this is an ability to transfer the ownership and the editorship of a tool to somebody else for various reasons, little bit of an advanced purpose. One very cool thing that you can do from your dashboard is to style your profile view, the way when somebody searches for by location and finds you, how your profile listing should look like. You have enough ability to change it and make it look nice, your different social links, address, location. And this is an unique this is a unique construct that you have in WalkInto, where you get your own URL, WalkInto URL, and it's you can pick anything that you want. Anything you want .walkinto.in. I'm just like saving that, and now it fairly quickly it adjusts to it. So now all the tools that I have created, I get a nice profile page with a very customized URL for me. That is something that WalkInto has available for anybody, everybody who is using WalkInto. And I can say that I don't want to be found in the people search. If you don't want it, you can just check it off. Those are the few things. Now, to create a tool, what you do is you click on this create tool button. Wow. Yes. And again, I want to remind you, anytime you have a question, please feel free to ask it on the Q&A panel. Q&A panel is accessible from your top right on your Hangout window. You can pull it down and see the Q&A, click on it and add a question. I will get to it as soon as I can. So now this is the default view that you see when you get to WalkInto. What you can do is you can search for a particular place and pick that if you want. There are different ways to get to the scene that you want. So I will first be importing a street view scene directly in. Then I will also show you how to bring in a scene inside a business view, and I also will show you how to import scenes from Google Views till it lasts. That is okay. Now let's start by giving the tour a name. You click on this edit button next to this title here. We don't want it to be untitled, so I am just going to change it to demo tour. Hangout on air, and I'm just going to give the name also. So this is just an inline edit. So you click there, edit it, click enter, it is done. So that's it. So we have given it a name, and say I want to give a description to this tool. I have a plan for this. So all I need to do is I can click here. Here there is a thumbnail will come up. Since I don't have any scenes in it, it is a little bit confused as to what thumbnail to show. I'm just going to put a name here and save it. As you can see, it is very intuitive. Click, edit, save. That's a general theme of WalkInto. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag drop our beloved Pegman to somewhere on the map. This is not the ideal way to do it. This is just a starting when I'm trying to show you the power. So what has happened here is it has directly picked a scene, a beautiful scene, in fact, from Google Views. Wow, a nice lake there. Wow, this is beautiful. Okay, and I want this to be my first view when I come to this tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, set this panorama as opening view button. There's blue tick mark here, the white tick mark that becomes blue when I hover. I click on that, and that becomes my landing panel. Now, when I come back here, yeah. So now you can see that I do have a thumbnail because now there is some scene in it. Okay. Now, also let us add a menu item here. So to add a navigation, all you do is you click on this plus. You get a line item called Untitled. You just go to that line and you change it. So when you add a menu item, what happens is that what you are seeing on the scene on your editor, that becomes attached to that particular menu item. So here I'm going to call it all right. So click enter, it just saves. And to bring it back to edit, say this is not the view that I want. What I want is I click on this pencil button on the top here. This puts it in the edit mode. Something happened there. All right, so I'm doing this. To edit it. Okay. Now, okay. So let's import a scene from directly from the maps. So now WalkInto supports importing with URLs. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up, pull up maps. Okay, so now as you know, if I drag in the pegman here, I should start seeing my scene sites. So I'm hoping to see something here. I think like I need to zoom in a bit more. The scene side usually comes up as the orange dots. I'm sure you're aware of that. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. I mean, don't you see? It is amazing. I mean, it has never been like that this dense, even in New York. Now, every business seems to be having scenes here. A lot of business. Wow, amazing. This is a small cafe. So we know that this is a scene set. This is not the street view. So this bistro, let's copy it over. So what you do is you pick this URL from the top of the bar, top of the maps bar. It is slightly different if it is in Google Views. So try to make the difference. It is a very subtle one, but I'll show you very clearly how to do it, how to import it from Google Views. So if it is in maps, you take this URL, you can very safely head back over to your editor and paste it here, paste it on the search bar. You have the search bar here. You paste it and click enter. That should load up your scene for you. Okay, so now I can call it done. So it is saved. Now we have done something here, right? So let's go and see how it is looking right now. To see the work that's currently in progress, you click on this preview tool button. Remember that you haven't published the tour yet. To publish the tour, you need to click on this button. So it's really handy feature. Let's just look at this preview right now. Okay, so it shows the title and the description. It's the landing that we get, and it loads to the first scene that I had said, and it has the two menu items. And if I click on the NYC Bistro, it takes me to the NYC Bistro, and it clearly says that it is a preview. And it hits on the hills, it takes me to the hills. Okay, that's it. So now in 5 minutes, we imported in scenes in two different ways. And now I'm going to show you the third way, which is to import something in from Street View directly. So since we are here, let's see what's here. Okay, let's put the pigman right into the NYC, this intersection here, 6th Avenue and West 17th Street. So now again, the mechanism is exactly the same, and it's going to be more standard as Google Views gets integrated into Street View. And you take this URL, you head over to the editing screen that you had, you paste it here, and just make sure there is no residue there. And it's as simple as that. You have the import done. So now once you're imported, I can add another menu here. Okay, so to create a submenu, what you do is you click on this plus. When you hover over a menu item, you get a plus on the right side. You can add a submenu. You just save it. You can add another submenu if you want to that to the first menu. You can save it. Then say you want a menu at this level. What you do is you click on this plus. So you get another submenu here. So creating submenus are very easy, and it is any types of levels that you can possible. Now, the another type of navigation that is possible, which is the thumbnail navigation. So if you can see that this is the possible thumbnail navigation. Here, this stacked icon shows that there's something inside that. So you could go and take a look at that too. Okay. Now here, what we are going to do is we are just going to change this view to thumbnail view. So this now my menu has become thumbnail. So pretty much everything in WalkInto it just saves as you do it. So now let's head back to the previous screen once again. This time what I'm expecting to see is that the menu to have changed to thumbnail mode. So it is as simple as clicking a button here from thumbnail menu to text menu mode. That takes it back to the text menu. Very simple, straightforward. There's nothing. So far what we have seen is we have seen three ways in which you can import in scenes. One is directly by dropping the peg band to the right place that you want. And secondly, by taking a URL of a business view from maps and importing it in from the search bar. Third, same thing, same mechanism for importing in a street view scene. All right. Now, next, what we are going to do is really cool. We are going to head over to Google Views now. And let's pick one of the currently popular items. Okay. Mount Viangeli. This is, where is this? Vilingili. Adu City. This is in Maldives. Wow. Don't you love it? I mean, awesome. So summit, says it's summit, but it's pretty much, it looks like a beach to me. Okay. All right, so here the technique is slightly different. So this button, my friends, this button here is key for us. So when we click on this button, we get an iframe embed code, and this is this is a short way of importing stuff from Google Views. My demo teacher has told me never say short when you are running in a running a demo, because when you say short, the demo gods are bound to fail you. But this time they sided with me. Okay, great. All right. So what we did here, we went to the views. We picked the share button. We copied the iframe embed code, headed back to our editor, pasted it back to the same search screen, exact same method, pasted back. I got the scene here. All right. So now I'm going to call it mileage views. Okay. So this is easy. This is so far so easy, right? So now when you are doing hotel shoots, for example, there are multiple levels, multiple things which are not in levels but individual panos. Don't worry about anything. If that scene is, you can load it in Google Maps, the street view, you can import it in without any problem whatsoever. If that is not what you really want to do, you want to do it everything from WalkInto itself, you still have a way. You click on this button here. Did you see there's a toggle button here? I can click directly, go to the map, and I know exactly what I want to pick from where. Saudi Arabia doesn't sound like the right place to look for street view. So now let me just head over to US, somewhere in Houston, for example. And once you are here, you have a very handy tool, the pegman tool of WalkInto. When you enable that, the whole grid comes alive. I mean, it comes alive with the whole street places where there is street view. And I'm hoping that there is some business view somewhere in Houston. Doesn't look like, it looks like there's, okay, there is some business activity here, but still, see, somebody in Houston need to head over to this place and get all these people on board. Okay. There's a bunch of these McNair, jogging, these blue dots that you see, these are the photospheres here. So if you click on that, the photosphere opens up. Ah, Brandon, he's a user. So beautiful, beautiful. So from here you can open it directly back, or you can actually shortlist it and then you can open it back. There are different ways to get to it. All right, but good thing is here I can see a few activity. Oh wow, we are looking at the wrong place in Houston. Okay, Houston is not that bad. Okay, there's a spa here. So now this is another way to locate the business that you want. You can click on open, and you get it here. And once you get a menu item, you know by now how to take care of adding it to your menu. Okay, done deal. It's click, edit, done. So now if I go to my preview and refresh it, I should be seeing a bunch of new scenes that I just added. Houston Spa is there, which we just added. Things from our Google Views that we just added. I know see streets, which we added earlier. Everything is there. Great, awesome. Okay, I think this is pretty much what I'm going to talk about with respect to navigation. I mean, this is a good place to start. There are ways to import in very easily from any of these things. And also, I'm just going to share you an URL. It is walkInto.freshdesk.com. And here you have bunch of solutions. There's amazing set of solutions that you can see, which talks about, this is a help desk. This is a help desk which will guide you through pretty much everything that you need. And earlier Hangouts, that's also here. Help videos are there, few of them. We'll add more. It's very good. It's very good. You can depend on this. And for some reason, if it doesn't happen, all you need to do is put in a ticket. And putting in a ticket is never easier. You can do it right from your dashboard also. And in fact, there should be a widget here, which I can't see right now. Probably like that is a bug that I should take up. It's here. So now this widget, with this widget, what you can do is you can search the knowledge base. For example, navigation. It gives you the help right here, or you can log a ticket. If you're facing an issue, just log a ticket. Somebody will look into it. Somebody will give you a solution from right here in the comfort of the editor. You can do that. Okay, quite doable. All right. So now let us look at the more fancy things such as hotspots. Now, in WalkInto, hotspots are there are two types of hotspots in general. Hotspots that are tour cards. So tour cards is the information panels that come up, and then other things are hotspots, which are focus hotspots. So you click on it, something happens. When you click on it, it might be a website link. When you click on it, it is making a scene to scene jump like we saw in some of the earlier tools that Jim Hilker's tools, for example, like we saw it. Where did we see it? RM Montessori, for example, we saw the scene links that we saw. The other type of hotspots, for example, this is a hotspot that stays in the scene without ever going away. This is called a 360 hotspot. So that's possible. Then there are hotspots that comes and goes depending upon the angle that you're looking at it, which is called Viewport Tourcards. There are YouTube hotspots. When you click on it, a nice dimensional video comes off from YouTube, and Tourcards can be made to whatever you want to look it like. So there are a lot of templates possible. So I'm just going to quickly show you what is possible, how to customize toolcard, how to add a toolcard. Say this NYC Bistro, this is where I want to add my first toolcard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a focus toolcard to this greens, and we'll just put some fun stuff there. All right, so let's head over to our editor, and I'm going to head over to the NYC Bistro menu item. And this is a scene where I want. So this is the place from where the hotspots start popping up. Click on it, you get a nice pop-up where a brief description of this is a focus toolcard. You have to click somewhere to bring it up. This is a focus toolcard, which is a URL type. This is that balloon that we saw, balloon scene link once. Here now, for simplicity's sake, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a tour card. So this way I can show you how a focus hotspot is added and how a tour card is connected with that. Okay, so let me do this, and after I do that, I'm just going to quickly head over to the Q&A panel to see if there are any questions waiting for me. If you have anything, please feel free to ask me. Okay, now to add a tour card focused hotspot, important thing, what you do is you select it, the green button comes in here, and then select template. It shows you the types of tour cards you may want to have. I'm just going to add something with a video there, and click OK. So now what I get is I get a focus there, and I'm just going to put it right here. Okay. Now it put in a default card for me. Okay, default focus card. So now if we look here, there is something there, and this is the editor. This is the attached editor for it. This is only in the editor. This is not going to come up in the viewer when you look at it. Bunch of things possible here. Now, what I want to do is I want to change this toolcard to look this focus hotspot to look greenish. What I do is I click on this. Wow! I get another pop-up here. So this is now currently blue. I want to change it to green. So what I do is I just change it to green. Nice, nice. Okay, and I don't like this color either. I want to go and put. I'm looking for a leaf actually. Oh wow! There's so many types of leaves. No less than 2,000 icons are waiting for you to pick. Okay, I hope like we'll be able to satisfy you with that. Okay, who am I kidding? 2,000 is never enough. It is never enough, right? Okay, so we camouflage away one nice icon here, and now I don't know what it's going to do. Let's see what it's going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to my demo preview. And click on the NYC Bistro. And you can see that there is something on my edge. This is a feature. And when I move into that view, it comes up showing right where I put it. Now, when I click on it, there's a default tour card that's coming up. I haven't done anything to it yet. I'm just going to head back over there and change it to something fancy. Okay. All right. Let's do that just now. So I'm going to edit that focus tool card. I click on it. I click on this, and I get this edit button. So it brings up, and I'm going to change this text, and also I'm going to change this background to funky. Yeah, this looks funny enough for me. I'm just going to change this color. See, you can see everything is inline. You just click, you just start editing, and I'm going to have some other font. So many fonts to pick from. RO, slightly bigger size, 28 looks good to me. Click, edit, everything inline. That's the philosophy of WalkInto. Now to hide this toolbar away, press escape. It goes away. Click red button to save. You're done. Now I need to add a video. All right, let's video. You have a bunch of options. You can put in video from YouTube, Vimeo. Let me show you the bunch of options that are possible. Let's see. Hulu, Vidler, My Opera, Flickr, YouTube, Quick, you name it, we have it. Okay, everything it supports. Now, if you are brave enough, you can directly go to the source and edit the source. It's your choice. Okay, we give you the control. I'm not feeling so adventurous today, so I'm just going to pick a YouTube video and put it there meekly. Okay, let's head over to YouTube. This is sound. This looks like a audio clip. Yeah, this is something that we want to put right in there. Okay. So one challenge with WalkInto is that WalkInto has too many options. You can put the embed code here, or you can put the URL here. Okay. What I did here, I just set the width as 100%. I'm just going to, I have an option to make it autoplay if I want. Stuff. A lot of stuff. I can say that where to start, where to stop. A lot of stuff. Okay, let's not worry about it. Okay. So now what we have done is we have added a YouTube hotspot. Hotspot that brings up. So now let's see this in action. We'll head over to our viewer and see this in action. See, I'm sure that what I want to show you as it is pretty much what you think, what you want to do is what you can do here. And once you start using it, if you are facing any trouble, we will help you out. So feel free to experiment. I mean, the hotspot is here. Click on it. It comes up. And YouTube video. When you click on it, starts. Okay. So all doable. Okay. Now let us add another type of hotspot, which is of type Viewport Hotspot. What I want is, when I'm looking at this scene, I want a card to come up. When I'm looking at here, I don't want that card. Here, card yes. Here, card no. How do I do that? All right. So what I want is, let's head over to this section. Looks like salad, some green stuff. Okay. Viewport, select template. I'm going with another type of tool card right now, another template. Select and okay, click save. So now what I want is I want to set the viewport. How do I do it? I want only this much. Okay. So what I do is I click on this set viewport. Now I have an option to set what I want. I say that this is what I want. Okay. When I'm looking at this part, when this is in my view, I want this toolcard to come up. Otherwise, no. I clicked. Okay. Now let's see how it works. Look out, it's gone. It's coming back. Gone. Back. And if I want this panel, no sign of that toolcard because that toolcard is not part of this. How do I make it come on this also? Simple enough. Click copy, move to this panel, and paste. Now, obviously, I need to adjust the viewport a little bit. So I click on this, ready to set. Say this is the view I want. Click save. Now, here a simple icon shows me it is a copy paste, and now we can cancelling away the paste. Now let's see how it goes. Disappeared, came back. Go to the next one. I'm looking at the same scene. This is a different card, but user will not know because it's a copy paste. It's the same thing. Now I say I change this title to say greens 1, 2, 3. It will ask me whether I want to apply it to the other copy also. I say yes. Then when I go back here, it says greens 1, 2, 3. Did you see what I just did? I made a copy. I pasted that copy to another scene, and these two are linked. So there is no pain of worrying about if I have too many cards, how do I manage it? It's very natural. Nothing to worry about. Okay. Let me head over and take a look at any questions waiting for me. Tim had a question for me. Hi Tim, how are you? Is there a way that a Pano can be used in WalkInto tool which has not been published on Google Maps or Views? No. It has to be on Google Maps or it has to be on Google Business View. Then only you can use it. So our philosophy is very simple and straightforward. We are an annotation tool for the Google Street View platform, which enhances everything, the content over there. We do not have a notion of upload panorama yet. It might be there in the future, but that is not in the immediate roadmap for us. And we have a we have declared a general direction that now when the Google Views, Google Street View merge happens, and if our users start suffering, then we will definitely take up the upload panorama layer. So at that point, what you're asking might be possible. But right now, the panorama has to exist either in Street View or in Google Views. And it is not necessary that something in Views need to be published onto Maps. If you just added it to Google Views and not published to Maps, for example, a real estate tour that you did, it never is going to get into the Google Maps because of the restrictions. We can still import it in exactly same way in which I just did that, and that's the way. That's how it works. Okay, so if you have an example that you can share here, I can show you how it is to be done. But it has to be on either of these two platforms. Okay. Any other questions? Like, feel free to ask. Thanks. Good question there. Okay, so we saw two types of toolcards. There are different types of toolcards, but I'm not going to go into all the details of this. Scene link is something that I really want to show how to use scene links. So to use scene links, you need to use another very interesting feature here called shortlist. What I'm going to do is this button. There's a hidden kind of camouflage, very subtle camera icon on the right top. If you click on it, you get this scene, what you're looking at, shortlisted into here. So this shortlist you can use later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to our NYC Bistro. It needs an uplift. So in this NYC Bistro, I'm going to add a scene link toolcard. This one. And when I add it, I can put it wherever. I'm going to put it on this, right on this shelf. And I get to choose which scene I want to go. This is from my shortlist that I did earlier. And I'm going to put it right here called jump to and click enter and close. So now what I have is I have a focus hotspot which is looking like a button, which is going to be taking me to another scene altogether. Let's see it in action. Always to see it in action, we need to head over to the views, the preview part, because editor or the editing tools will start coming in. If it's a Tourcard, the overlay editors will start coming in, all those stuff. Okay, so now let's head over to the NYC Bistro. Here we did a bunch of things. We made a tour card just looking at range 123 tour card on this Pano and on this Pano. So this hides away when I am not looking at it, comes back when I am looking at it, again hides away. These things I did. We also added a focus tour card here. When I click on it, it gives me the YouTube video kind of thing. Then here, this is a fun thing. Click on it, it takes the jump. Okay, that one, that's fun. Now, this is very popular lately to create an alternate navigation apart from the thumbnail navigation and the standard menu, classic menu navigation. Like it's quite easy to do. Okay. Now, the things that there is no end to the kind of things that you can embed in a tour card. You have seen very fancy tour cards here. For example, here Paul Togood has a book now button, like which is connected into various external websites where he's managing the bookings. Here we have. Let me go to the. Here we have some focus tool cards here, which brings up things with images, nice descriptions, nice background. This all takes 5 minutes. I mean, upload an image, put in, change the background color, change the font, you're done. Okay, it is so easy to do. WalkInto is unbelievably easy to do. So you shouldn't be not using it because you fear that something is complex. It's not. Okay, so possibilities are endless. So here again, Jim has used this bubbles very nicely. So that's the other type of hotspots. I want to show you quickly how to add a YouTube hotspot. Let's add something to this pipe. It looks like a pillar. It's a pipe. We can see that. Who are they trying to fool? Okay, YouTube. I'm going to put it right here in the middle. And it is asking me for a YouTube link. So I'm just going to pick the same thing. I'm too lazy. And put it here and click save. I want to do a bunch of things more. I don't want this blue color. I'm going to change it to red. Red. And I don't like this icon either. I want something else. So let's see, review. So many more. Wow. Let me pick this one. All right. So done. So now I have one more item, and let's see in preview how it works. So you see, I do something, and it kind of immediately is available for use. There is no wait. Once again, thank you for joining me today. I mean, this has been a real pleasure, and I was looking forward to it. And I know that you are all busy people, and it is not easy to make time at such a short notice, but you did it. I appreciate it. So here we have a YouTube video. You click on it, and it opens up and start playing in a full screen mode. There is no distraction. So this beautifully renders in both mobile, all types of sizes. You don't need to worry about 100%, 50% sizes, position, anything. All right, it just happens. Another thing, some things I just like we take for granted, but the position of the toolcard. Say you want the toolcard to come up somewhere else. What you do is you just drag and place it exactly where you want. So you want it always aligned to the right and to the middle. This is what you do. You drag it, and you want to be right bottom. You drag it over there. You just done. It is saved. So now, if I head over here, that toolcard that I placed to the right bottom should be coming up at the right bottom. Okay. Probably I should set this as the starting panel so that it'll be. See, it's exactly it came up over there. So And this the rule with which like it has to go away, that still stays. It comes and goes depending upon my looking angle. When I'm not looking at that particular green section, it goes away, but the position has changed. The position of this car is still the same. It's still where I put it. This one has changed. Okay, so that's the beauty of it. Now there are more types of tool cards, and so for example, you another beautiful thing is that you can set rotations for this. Say you don't want the tool to rotate. If it's possible, that's also very easy to do. So this gear icon here, you can say that every panel on your tool is going to auto rotate. You can just say that it will just keep rotating. Okay, or you can say that I don't want the tool to auto rotate, but I want this panel to auto rotate. And if the panel is auto rotating, I want it to be really fast. So you can say that much, and this is it. It is pretty much done. So now if you head over here and refresh the screen back, oh, this is something that I don't like. There's sometimes there is a socket issue that kind of really takes it very difficult for me to like run this demo. So let me stop the screen sharing for a second. I'll head back here. All right. Thanks for joining me today. And any questions that you have, please feel free to use the Q&A panel. And for some reason you are unable to see the Q&A panel or unable to access it, my email is bonnie@walkinto.in. I just put it to the chat window. You can drop me a mail there, and I'll answer that. Let me open up a WalkInto. All right, please hold on. I might have to just close this away once. One second. So far what we have done. So it's a good thing to do a recap, right? So we imported in a bunch of different scenes, some from Street View, some from Business View, created a nice navigation menu, and then we created a bunch of tour cards, different types of tour cards, different type of hotspots. Some tour cards that comes up and goes away on depending on the looking angle. Some things that shows up when you click on an icon, and that icon can be customized exactly the way you want. Then we set the rotation, and that's what I was trying to show you. And then the socket issue started coming up. So that's nothing to do with WalkInto. It's a problem with my machine. But just hold on. I'll head back there and I'll just show you. Okay, I'm just going to restart my screen share. All right. Well, almost we are done. We are for a basic introduction hangout. I think this much is a handful. I'll be showing how to customize the tools also. That is really useful. Okay. Let me restart the screen share. We are back. So now what we were doing before we went offline is the ability to set a rotation. How I did that is by using this kind of discrete. I'm going to back to invite back to invite distro once again. this tool here. So that gives me ability to set a rotation for the whole tour, every scene in the tour, or for a particular panel or one or two panel. It's extremely customizable. That's doable. There's a music icon here. This is really cool. You can set ambient sound. For example, I mean I can't demo it here because sound I won't be able to share it over Hangout. But say you have a bistro sound. You can say that when I'm in the bistro, here I can attach a sound. This is what it means. Now this is supposed to show me a nice pop-up where I pick the different types of sounds that I want. Some of that doesn't seem to be working now. It's an experimental feature which is extremely useful. I have seen it being used for simulating waterfalls, restaurant sounds, any type of ambient noise, in fact. And the settings of WalkInto, it's extremely extensive. A lot of things that we see here can be changed very easily. Allow full screen mode, the right top button. If you don't want it, you can take it away. Social sharing, the social sharing buttons that comes on the left bottom. If you don't want it, you can take it away. You can say that you don't want to show your profile. You can say if you don't want to show the description, you can just not show it. Maps, WalkInto logo that comes on Google Plus WalkInto, you don't want it, you can just take it away. Scene link URL, comments the way it wants to be, and you've seen that these icons that are running here, if you think that is a distraction, you can just take it away. Loading screen waits. So I showed you one demo where the loading screen had an enter button waiting for the click to enter. So that you enable by selecting this. So that's a very useful thing. You can keep that maps dialog, maps pop-up that comes here open by default if you want. So that you can control by doing this location map open by default. And help is always accessible here. You can just click on it. One click, you will get to the help. Google Analytics integration is another thing that I would put slightly on the advanced stage. It is doing it is as simple as plugging in an analytics ID, and soon after you will start receiving extensive event reports about which menu items were clicked, which toolcards were opened, how many times user did full screen. A lot of analytics. I mean, too much analytics actually. Like you'll start seeing, and you can set up the analytics at the tool level so that you can directly have a client's analytics ID set up here, or you can see the analytics for all your tools together from here. So you can set up your own analytics ID, and here, so all the tools that you want, you will be getting analytics information for that. That is pretty much what I would see as a quick start to WalkInto. I hope I was able to show you some things which are really useful to you. Just going to stop the screen sharing. We have a couple of minutes more available from your busy schedules. I am not that busy, so I can stay around if you have questions. So feel free to ask me anything. I will stay for as long as it takes for you to get all your questions answered. Okay, I had only one question so far. That is, America, you need to step it up. I mean, I had a hangout with Europe yesterday, and they asked me a lot of questions. So now it's between you and Europe. Waiting for your questions. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you have a WalkInto account already, please use it. Please use it. If you don't have it, the red sign in button on the right top, click on it. You'll be able to join by clicking through the symbol registration. There's no user ID other than the Google registration, Google login ID for WalkInto. And once you do that, it will take about 15-20 minutes for us to review the application once and approve it. Once it is done, you will be able to create tools and share it to anywhere. Okay. I hope today's demo was informative. If I missed covering something important, please drop me a mail, Boni, B-O-N-I, at walkinto.in. I will answer the question. You can always head over to our help desk, which is walkinto.freshdesk.com. Let me share that link also here. It's on the chat window. If you bring up the chat window, you can see these links that I'm sharing. Okay. And I have my email also there. So feel free to reach out to me. Thank you very much for joining today. I don't see any questions coming, but still I will stay around for some more time because there is sometimes a delay. Let me check if there is anything on G+. Sometimes questions come on the G+ dialog. Don't see anything much. All right. If you do not have any questions for me today, then I'll call it a day. Thank you very much for joining me. See you around. Ciao. Bye-bye.